people jumping on this FBI raid on Donald Trump story, and you know, predictably, both sides are going into predictable narratives. You have left-leaning and liberal channels that are basically playing the role that right-wing media was playing towards the end of the election. You know, people like Tim Pool saying it's going to be a 50-state landslide, Trump can win, right? These political commentators, they think their audience is stupid, and that's how they make their money. You know, basically attracting a bunch of rubes that they can toy with their emotions, right? People, they were hoping Trump could win, and we keep feeding them, well, there's an angle on this, and oh, Trump is doing something, and something's happening, right? It gets them to keep coming back and watching the content and get that money. So now the thing on the liberal side is Trump going down and the Republican Party going down, they're finished. That's it. This is over for them. The January 6th commission, blah, blah, blah. Right? So, of course, a lot of liberal channels are going to be going from that perspective. You know, this is it. They're really going to take him down. Otherwise, celebrating, you know, ooh, they got Trump, you know, whatever. Right wing, their job is to protect the establishment, so they work for the Republican Party basically. So the angle is and has been, as I predicted in my video, basically protecting Trump, protecting the Republican Party. So let's distract and deflect and talk about everything else. So this has happened, which led to the Trump raid, right? Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about, oh, it's political, oh, it's this, oh, it's that, and he's the president, and this and that, and the Democrats that, and this and that, and you got to go vote for more Republicans to stop these guys. They're going to take us all down, right? Talk about everything else but this, right? Put some fear mongering in there as well. You know, oh, they think this is where they're going to stop? Next thing, they're going to come for you, they're going to come for you, right? So fear mongering, which is going to get the Republican Party more votes, which is their job. But here's what no one's really talking about. And I want you to know this so you can understand when certain individuals try to manipulate you by changing the narrative and things like that. Okay. Would the Democrats play games in terms of trying to rig the election? For example, the January 6th Commission. I think they did a very good job. They're doing really, really good work. I think proof that the fact that most people on the right seem not to be watching the hearings at all is proof that many of them know the truth already, right? Because the fact that most of the people speaking are Trump allies and Republicans, if I honestly believed in Trump and the Republican Party and the narrative that they're pushing, I would be watching the hearings to see what's up. I want to hear what these Republicans have to say, right? But if I deep down inside know the truth, and I know that it's nonsense and the Republican Party is a fraud, as they say, you can't handle the truth. So you don't want to watch the hearings. You don't want to hear the truth about what really happened. If I voted for someone and they turn out to be a big fraud, what does that say about me? So it's an ego thing. People don't want to admit that they've been suckered. You know, it's the hardest thing. It's the hardest thing to convince someone that they've been scammed, basically, right? So yes, the Republicans would absolutely play political games like the January 6th hearings, which are really good, but the point is supposed to be legislation to prevent it. My confidence that they're going to actually legislate in a way to effectively prevent something like this, to have any measurable effect to prevent a future president from doing what Trump did. Very low. I think they're going to do next to nothing, right? The whole point is to legislate. So if you don't legislate, then what was the whole point of it? Now, just because you did something and you're not serious about the end goal doesn't invalidate the thing that you did. It still is good work. They've revealed a lot of truths. Before it was speculation, and that's what we thought. Now we're getting first-hand information about what occurred. Very, very important information to come out there. Great job. But I don't think they're going to actually do much to legislate. So I'm well aware that they'll play these types of games. Now, that being said, the narrative about the Trump raid is politics, and they're going after their political opponents. You know who made a spectacle of this so-called raid? Right? So when people tell you this kind of narrative, you know who made a spectacle of the so-called raid? It wasn't the Democrats. It wasn't the Department of Justice. It was Trump. Trump is the one making a spectacle of this. So if someone's playing politics, if someone's using this as politics, right? It's Trump. Department of Justice has been quiet about what they're up to, what they're doing, not showing much interest at all in going after Trump, right? The MSNBC crowd have already started to lose hope, thinking that they're going to do anything, right? We get no warning that this raid is coming, no notification that the raid is occurring, no notification of the raid after the fact. Who's making a spectacle of the raid? Who's using it for politics? Trump. How do we know that there was a raid? Trump. Trump is the one who, he's very good at this, very cleverly thought that this is a great opportunity for the victim card, which is very effective. Oh my goodness, they're attacking me. Look at this one. A former president. This has never happened before. Very, very effective rhetoric. The idea that he's being attacked and under siege, this is going to get him more donations, more support. It's going to blind and distract the people on his side, conservatives, Republican voters. He's the one making a spectacle. If Trump kept his mouth shut, we wouldn't even know there was a raid. So how can you use a raid as a political thing if you do it in the shadows? Right? There was no warning coming up that something's coming. We're not going to let you know what, but something's going to happen. Again, they don't say anything when they do it. I don't think they've said anything even after. The one who's been pushing this out the most, who wants us talking about it, which is why they put it out there. I mean, if Trump thinks it's wrong or whatever, this guy's a billionaire, he doesn't notify everybody. Notifies his attorney. Notify his attorney. Attorney, that's a person who comes in and says, this is wrong. This is harassment of a former president, and goes into court with a strong evidence in case and wins. And then Trump makes an announcement and says, listen, a few months ago I was raided and such and such. Why does he need to broadcast this to the public? Why has Trump created this spectacle where all the media on both sides are all over the Trump raid FBI? Trump is the source of that. Why would he do that? Because he's very good at what he does. He's very good at manipulating people. The victim card is very effective. The idea that Trump is a patriot and really cares about the country and cares about the people, and they're not coming after you. They're not coming after me, right? They're coming after you, but I'm just in the way, right? That savior complex that he's out there, fighting the good fight for the American people. You push out that kind of rhetoric, and then you present that you're being attacked and they're coming after you. That is a very effective emotional tool to get a lot of support and engagement, and people like, we're gonna fight back, and better get people to the polls, get more money in his pockets, more donations. Very, very effective. So, again, the one who is using this as politics is Donald Trump himself. Um, you're going to see some in the media, they're going to make claims about the lack of transparency with the Department of Justice. The Department of Justice has a policy of not commenting on ongoing investigations. This is their policy. They're not supposed to tell us anything. We hear about the results. That is their policy. This is not a Trump thing or, oh, it's the Democrats. This is how they've operated for decades. However, but wait, there's more. Stay tuned. They might just be pressured into saying something. Enough people on the right, they're gonna just listen. You're gonna see a lot of, aggressive sort of rhetoric. People trying to get Trump's attention, and they're gonna be going aggressively saying that this is political, and they're using the Department of Justice to do all kinds of trying to rig the election and sort of using the Department of Justice as their henchmen, right? They're gonna put a lot of rhetoric and oh my goodness, and this and that, and if they would do this to a president, imagine what they would do to you, and this and that, and right? They're gonna go all this kind of stuff. But always remember when you hear that rhetoric, Trump is the one who put it out there. Like, he's the one who created this entire spectacle. But watch and see if eventually the Department of Justice is pressured into saying something, because the Republican Party and their allies are going to go very, very hardcore about how nothing is being said, and this is unprecedented, and this and that, and this looks political, and blah, 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 blah. They're going to push so hard that these weak-ass people we have in our government, I think, are going to eventually crack, and they're going to go and make some announcement, and that's going to further embolden the people pushing this rhetoric, because it's going to be like, oh, they were trying to hide, and now they're forced to come in. They're not supposed to talk about this stuff. No one is above the law, even a former president. And this is the way the Department of Justice conducts themselves. I am not supporting the Department of Justice. There's lots of problems with the Department of Justice. I unfortunately have been a victim of some of the corruption in the Department of Justice. It's not about that. What I'm simply stating is that this is their protocol. Whether the Department of Justice is good, bad, effective, ineffective, irrelevant. This is their protocol. Do not comment on ongoing investigations. Are they consistent in following that rule? Of course not. I'm even predicting that they're going to break that rule again in this case, because they're going to bow to the pressure from the right and the Republican and their media machine. I can't predict the future, but that's what I'm expecting. So stay tuned for some Department of Justice announcement. But I just want you to be mindful. If you listen to anyone that's saying that there's something strange about how they did it in secret, they didn't say anything, they didn't announce anything, lack of transparency, that is the protocol. That's the way it normally would be done. If they had commented about it, these same people would be saying, oh, how come they're talking about this stuff? The Department of Justice is not supposed to comment on, why are they commenting on this? They clearly they use a political stunt. So if you don't comment about it, oh, they're trying to hide it. If you do comment about it, oh, it's a political. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it, guys. This big channel, in the comment section below, click on the like button, subscribe, smash that bell, see you. And I'm out. Have a good day, everybody.